The Google Pixel 8 remains a ways off yet, with Google focusing on the Pixel 7a and Pixel Fold releases for now. But that doesn't mean rumors about Google's next flagship aren't out there. Google has made serious strides toward producing excellent phones, and we expect to see that continue later this year. Information about the Pixel 8 remains rather scarce, especially after the device was a no-show at this year's Google I/O. Still, we have some thoughts on what we'd like to see Google add to its phone lineup. The Pixel 7 and 7 Pro saw Google take the lessons it learned from its first-gen Tensor-powered devices and offer a well-rounded package at affordable prices that undercut the competition. But with those phones now established as the rulers of the smartphone world, it's time to look at what's on the horizon for the Pixel series. No matter how much we love last year's flagships, there's always room for improvement. It's still early for lots of Pixel 8 details, but we know some key details about Google's next mainline phones. This year's phones have two codenames, Husky and Shiba. Based on leaked display information for both devices, Husky seems to be the Pixel 8 Pro, with a 2822 by 1344 resolution, while the smaller Pixel 8, Shiba supports a 2268 by 1080 resolution. Both are reduced from the current Pixel 7 phones. That could point toward a new design for both phones and a slightly smaller Pixel 8 offering. More on that in a moment. As far as its specs go, we know Google Tensor G3 is currently in testing. Codenamed Zuma, Google's third-gen custom chipset is rumored to be based on the unannounced Samsung Exynos 2300 processor. It's based on Samsung's 3nm node, which developer Kubo Wojciechowski says should be comparable to TSMC, the foundry currently relied on by Qualcomm and Apple. The current Google Tensor G2 remains a 5nm chipset, so this could improve efficiency and overall performance. In March, we got our earliest look at what the Pixel 8 Pro's design might look like. Unsurprisingly, Google isn't rocking the boat here. These renders, which come from noted leaker OnLeaks, show off a device that looks like a slightly modified Pixel 7 Pro. Basically, there are three basic changes here, and they all point to a minor upgrade. The most noticeable change is the new camera bar. Unlike with previous models, the camera lenses here are far more spread out across the device, giving each sensor some extra space and potentially helping to stop that nasty shattering issue we've seen on last year's phone. The corners, meanwhile, seem far more rounded, more in line with the Galaxy S23 Plus than the squared-off corners of the S23 Ultra. Finally, Google has given the Pro a flat 6.7 inches display, matching the panel on its smaller devices. Allow me to be the first to say it, thank you, Google. OnLeaks also teamed up with Smart Price to give us renders of the regular Pixel 8. It mostly looks right in line with the design introduced with the Pixel 6 and then refined with the Pixel 7, though it's obvious that everything looks just a little condensed. That's because the Pixel 8 is smaller than its predecessor. At 6.16 inches, the screen is just a bit smaller than the 6.3 inches panel on the Pixel 7, putting it within spitting distance of Samsung's smallest Galaxy S23. The renders otherwise reveal the same dual-camera setup on the back and a familiar visor-style camera array. What's interesting is that Google will seemingly switch to a polished metal frame rather than a brush one, bringing the Pixel 8 right in line with the 8 Pro. This might just be a stylistic decision for the renders, though. The power button and volume rocker remain in the same position, with Google one of only a few companies that put power above volume. We don't know much more about what the Google Pixel 8's hardware might entail. Rumors over last summer suggested Google is experimenting with a ceramic phone. Although the specific model mentioned in those claims turned out to be the codename for the Google Pixel 7a, it would make more sense to see a high-end, durable material like ceramic appear on the 8 and 8 Pro. Likewise, we're also expecting the device lineup to sport an ultrasonic fingerprint sensor. It's still an under-display fingerprint sensor, but it should be faster than the Pixel 7's optical sensor. We're optimistic that the ultrasonic fingerprint sensor should be significantly faster than its predecessors, but doubt it will keep pace with the one on the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra. If you're discussing the Pixel series, you can't ignore the camera. Google built its successor to the Nexus program on its impressive photo capabilities, combining excellent hardware with cutting-edge software and AI-powered photo processing. In the past, we've seen Google stick with camera sensors for years at a time. It wasn't until the Pixel 6 that the company ditched the sensor it used in the Pixel 3. But with this year's lineup, that might change. Developer Kubo Wojciechowski spotted support for Husky and Shinx in Google's Camera Go apps, specifically referencing staggered HDR support. It's a fresh approach to HDR photography, simultaneously capturing short and long exposures to improve capture time. However, the GN1 sensor currently used on the Pixel 7 and the Pixel 6 before it doesn't support it on a hardware level, implying Google plans to shake up its camera tech on the Pixel 8. For other manufacturers, switching to a new sensor after 2 generations isn't unheard of. Still, it displays a new hardware-focused approach for the company. Unsurprisingly, Google is also working hard to improve night sight on its next-gen smartphones. In the latest version of Google Camera, specific code changes made with the Pixel 8 series in mind points to better low-light photography when using super res zoom. On the Pixel 7, Google's impressive digital zoom tool only works in good lighting. Try to use it at night to your own peril. But with the Pixel 8, it looks like the company plans to expand night sight as super res zoom shots, capturing a better image through some computational magic. And speaking of software tricks, Google might bring some of its photo unblur magic to videos. There isn't much to this rumor. Frankly, it's exactly what it sounds like. This tool, called Video Unblur, should aim to do what Photo Unblur does on the Pixel 7 series, cleaning up your old footage and making everything just a bit more visible. One of the biggest selling points of the Pixel series over its past 2 generations has been its pricing. At $600, both phones managed to undercut the competition, but it wasn't close. It's unclear whether Google can maintain that pricing for another generation, but we certainly hope it can. The Pixel 7 costs $50 more than the 6 at $500, so that may suggest that all Pixel products are getting a price increase in 2023. We'll have to wait to find out. As for a release date, October seems like a safe bet. Google has fallen into some predictable patterns when it comes to phone launches, announcing the devices early in the month before launching them a week or 2 later. If that history is an indicator, look for the Pixel 8 series to hit store shelves in mid to late October. The devices might seem pretty far from launch, but it won't take long for news, rumors, and leaks to start swirling. Until then, the Pixel 7 and 7 Pro remain excellent devices, especially considering their routine discounts. If you can't wait for a new generation of Pixel, both devices will serve you well. So, what are your expectations from upcoming Pixel lineup from Google? Share your valuable thoughts below in the comment section, and if you guys enjoyed the video, then a sub to the channel will be massive, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See you for the next time. Peace out.